These are the Europa. Just kidding. Yeah, sadly, we don't have Champions League music. I don't even know what Europa League music even is. Welcome. It's just me today. We're doing a preview of Arsenal versus FC Cologne in Europa League tomorrow, which is very exciting. So I'm trying to get this video out earlier so I can get some rest before the big game. This is personally a fixture I'm very, very excited about. Arsenal, Champions League for the last 20 years in a row. But look, it's something different. I'm really excited about the Europa League, and I think it's a competition that we should be able to go out and win. I have actually a very specific interest in our opponents today. One thing many of you may not know, and that is that I actually follow Bundesliga next to the Premier League, which obviously I is my main league, which I follow. I have a vast interest in German football. So, unlike many of other channels who talk about Arsenal, I can actually give you a bit of good information on our opponents, FC Köln, or in German, as they say, Köln FC eine, which is one FC Cologne. So here it is. Europa League Thursdays. Okay, let's talk about FC Köln before we get into anything else. So FC Köln at the moment are bottom of the Bundesliga, which is sort of sad. I really kind of like them. They're a good team. I mean, of course, Lucas Podolski came from Cologne, but do not underestimate these boys. Underestimate them at your peril. They have some very good players in this team. One news I was reading earlier today is that Marcel Riese, who's probably their best attacking player. That's not that. If people don't really know who Marcel Riese is, he's an attacking midfielder, very, very talented. Look, if he were to play in the Premier League, he'd probably be playing for a mid-table team. However, he's very good, and he's definitely Cologne's main man. Outside of Marcel Riese, the other guys we should really be looking at is Timo Horn. Now, Timo Horn is the goalkeeper, and this is the player that probably would concern me the most in terms of Arsenal, and that is we have a hard time with goalies, especially really talented ones, especially when they come to the Emirates and they set up to defend. And goalies seem to come out and have a worldie against Arsenal. This is the problem with Horn. Horn is 24 years of age. He is probably one of the most talented goalies in Germany. He actually was the goalkeeper for the German national team during the Olympics in 2016. So he is very, very, very good. He's conceded 3 goals this weekend, and I think then they had the 3-1 loss against Hamburg before, and then the 1-0 loss against Gladbach. So he's conceded 7 goals in the Bundesliga this year, but he's a very, very talented goalie, and will definitely have to be good in front of goal to score past him. And depending on who Arsenal plays in this game, it's going to be their challenge to beat him. The other next big player who we should be looking at for FC Cologne is actually a full German international. In fact, he is first choice left back for Germany, and that is Jonas Hector. If you guys are watching Mesut Ozil's internationals before, you would have seen that Jonas Hector was the man who assisted Mesut Ozil's goal that he scored against Norway last week. In fact, almost just over a week ago today. So, he's actually a very good player. I mean, clearly he's the best German left back there is. Jogi Löw would agree with that assessment. He's very good at going forward. I would describe him as the German Leighton Baines if I was going to compare him to any player that you know. He is a sensational crosser of the ball. He is very, very good at overlapping and creating chances from the wing, as well as being an okay defender. Like I say, Kolasinac played in the same league as Jonas Hector last year, and I reckon Kolasinac was probably the better fullback. But next to Kolasinac, you can only really add Hector. The only player I would really say that's would have been really great at left back last year would have been Ricardo Rodriguez of Wolfsburg, or of course David Alaba as well, and possibly Marcel Schmelzer from Dortmund, or Eric Durham, who's actually was playing there as well now. So yeah, Jonas Hector. That's the other one. Next player we should be looking out for, and that is a Colombian striker that they bought this year to replace Anthony Modeste. And to touch slightly on Anthony Modeste for a bit, Anthony Modeste is actually in China. However, he's not been sold there as many people might have thought. He's only on loan. So he's on a season-long loan with the Chinese club Tianjin Quanjian. But back to John Cordoba. Now, this guy is the threat. This is the threat going forward. Of course, we talk about Marcel Riese. He's the creator. And if he plays, he's going to make Cologne go better forward. He's going to create more chances with them. But the man on the end of them is John Cordoba. Yeah, he replaced Anthony Modeste. He's actually Cologne's record signing that they bought this summer. He hasn't scored quite yet, but in his debut game against Mönchengladbach, he created a few goal scoring opportunities, and it took some goal saves from Sommer to keep him out. Of course, they had their captain is Matthias Lehmann. He's an okay central midfielder. He doesn't light the world on fire. He's a standard engine worker. He's a solid guy to help move the team forward. And then of course the final one we're going to look at is Fredrik Sorensen, who is the scorer of Cologne's only goal in the Bundesliga this season. It was from a header against Hamburg, and that is it. Of course, Cologne is, as we mentioned earlier in the show, is the home of a player which many of us would know because he played for the Gunners, and that is Lukas Podolski. I just want to maybe quickly touch on before I move to about the games individually, and I'll just quickly talk about Lukas Podolski for a second. Of course, he's currently playing in Japan right now, but he was just such a legendary player, especially for Germany. Maybe not as much. Maybe he didn't really cut the mustard at Arsenal. I thought he was probably one of the better shot stoppers there is, but he is Cologne's best ever player. So there's a good relations between these two clubs. Of course, we played a friendly in which Podolski played his Arsenal debut against his former club. If you recall, Carl Jacobson scored the most ridiculous own goal ever in that game, and that, of course, is the most recent meeting between these two sides. Now let's move on to the football. So it's been hard watching Champions League games. I've really, for the first time in a while, I've really not given a toss much about the Champions League. And it really hasn't been that entertaining for me. I mean, Messi put on a show against Juventus. Chelsea destroyed FC Caribag. And PSG also destroyed Celtic. And Liverpool drew 2-2 this morning. City won 4-0. But for me, I was slightly disappointed. I was really in full consciousness during it. I was sort of fading in and out. But for the first time ever, and I mean ever, do I care more about the Europa League than the Champions League. And of course, that makes sense because Arsenal fan, duh. Um, so let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the football. First off, let's talk about the Champions League, or Europa League, sorry. Is this a competition that we go for? Now, if I were to have guests on the show, I would probably be asking them that question. However, I will answer you the question in my opinion because I'm the only one here, so I can give you my own opinion on this. So, I think the Europa League should be a priority for Arsenal. I know it's sad, and a lot of people go, "Oh, the Europa League, it's just it's a tin pot trophy," or make jokes about Channel 5 and like people making fun of the United being in Europa League. For me, let's be fair. Let's be really brutally honest here about Arsenal. Last year against Bayern Munich, and the year before that against Barcelona, and the year before that against Bayern Munich, and the year before that against whatever Monaco, highlighted to me that Arsenal currently we're not ready to be able to compete properly in the Champions League. Yes, we can make out of the group stages. However, until we get our act together as a club from top to bottom and being able to create a unit that is solid and with like a lot more world-class players or players who are willing to fight for the shirt, we're not going to be able to win the Champions League. I mean, it's a pride thing. Yeah, you want to be playing against the best teams. However, February, it usually ends up being a nightmare, doesn't it? So the reason why I particularly am excited about playing in the Europa League is because, number one, we're the favorites to win the damn trophy this year. So that means that, I mean, depends who comes out to drop out from the Champions League. So at the moment we are. But that means that we actually have a good chance to actually show ourselves well in Europe and win a European trophy. Man United took this thing seriously last year. This year, now they're in the Champions League themselves. I've seen Chelsea win this. I've seen Liverpool in the final of this. And if you recall, back in the year 2000, Arsenal played Galatasaray in a competition that ended up becoming this trophy, being the Europa Cup. So I think Arsenal can win this. I think we will win this group. Look, how we go through it, and we'll touch on that in a second, is another thing, the plan and how we're doing it. But however, Premier League at the moment is the priority. So don't get me wrong, Premier League is the priority. And having opportunity to bed youngsters in during the group stages could really do well because that means that Arsenal can basically go and have like the same sort of lineup in the Premier League, which is great. But man, I just want to get my hands on European silverware. I mean, I love watching European football. I love seeing us compete. I love seeing us compete against teams, from around Europe. So let's win the Europa League first. Let's get ourselves a European trophy. Maybe, look, the Premier League is going to be tough this year, and I hate to be very doom and gloom, but it's going to be hard for us to make top four through the league. I know Austin was saying in his press conference last night that Premier League is the best way to qualify for the Champions League. However, I'm worried. I am worried about Arsenal. Maybe I'll change my mind on Chelsea and look. Maybe I'm being just a bit too negative because after all, this is the only time we've ever really missed out in the Champions League in Wenger's entire reign. So maybe it's an outlier. However, you can't take no risks. No risks. All right? We got to win this. We got to win this competition. I don't see a reason why we shouldn't. I think it would be very naive of us to take it lightly. I mean, for instance, look, a lot of people saying we don't care about the Europa League, but I'll tell you right now, all them people who are saying we don't care about Europa League are going to be the same people who say, "Oh my God, we are such a farce. We're not even good enough to win the Europa League. Like we got knocked out in the group stages. Wenger out." But right now, you're like, "Oh, who cares?" You know, play the youngsters, which I do agree. Only maybe during the group stages, but I don't want to hear people saying we don't give a toss, because at the end of the day, football is about winning trophies. Um, when we won the FA Cup, we were very excited to win that. This is something different. This is a chance to have a season that looks a bit different than the regular one. We always talk about this. Talk about these cycles. You know, the Arsenal cycle. One of the big parts of the Arsenal cycle is getting knocked out in the Champions League in February in round of 16. And from my experience in the past, it's derailed our season. Our season, it drops off, so the confidence goes at that point in the season. So it would be nice to have a game in February where March, April, whatever, all these, where we should be able to win. I want to see Arsenal win a two-legged tie. So let's take this competition, the Europa League, seriously, because it's a competition that we should be able to win. Now, moving on. This is the team I want to see selected from Arsenal, and I've been looking over it. I've been thinking a few things, but I'm going to give you the team that I think Arsene Wenger will pick. Given by what I'm saying, I mean this is the best coverage you'll get of Arsenal in all of Australia. All right, so I'm not going to try to disappoint you by giving you something that's not going to happen. And look, Arsenal's a very unpredictable guy, so this is probably one of the tougher lineups to try to predict. But I'm going to take a crack at it. In goal, David Ospina. Of course, Petr Cech has been the goalkeeper for Arsenal in all the Premier League games so far, and as he should. But David Ospina is the cup goalie. He started when we were playing in the Champions League last year. He started all the games. So I don't see a reason why he should not be starting today. Look, if you would ask McCann Bradley, he would prefer David Ospina to be the number one goalie. There are a lot of people who actually would prefer Ospina to be the number one goalie. However, I mean, Petr Cech for me is the guy. But for this competition, David Ospina for sure will be the goalkeeper. I don't see Petr Cech starting, especially considering we got Chelsea on Sunday. Now, left back. I'm going to go left back to right back because I want to create some hype. And we'll talk about some of these players later on. But I've been thinking about it. At once, I was thinking maybe you might start Nacho Monreal. But on the other hand, it seems to me that Nacho Monreal is Arsenal's first choice in terms of left centre-back. So even though this is a full-back role, a wing-back role, which means that he could have to be like a bit, doesn't have to do as much running in the central centre-back on the weekends, I don't think Arsenal's going to take a risk in losing either Kolasinac or Monreal to an injury possibly in this. And from the very live on-pitch scouting I got to do this summer, because Arsenal's preseason tour was obviously in Australia, I know that Ainsley Maitland-Niles was playing left back in a lot of the games, and I think that is who Arsene Wenger is going to go with. He's young. Look, I think he's much better in central midfield. However, as we'll move on to the lineups a bit later, there are people who would probably be much preferred to play in central midfield. So this is a great opportunity for Ainsley Maitland-Niles to get some game time in a European competition on a regular basis. So Ainsley Maitland-Niles is my left back. At left centre back, I'm going to go with Rob Holding. Now, I know he's been playing on the right centre back before, but given that my other player is better on the right hand side, Rob Holding has played on the left before, and so therefore I believe that he's able to play on the left again. So Rob Holding, putting him back into the lineup. He's also looked a bit shoddy on the right hand side in the games he's played this season against Leicester and Liverpool. So maybe put him in at left centre back. In the centre back, the middle centre back, Per Mertesacker, the skipper, and he's going to, of course, captain Arsenal in this game. The Europa League is going to be a great opportunity for our captain to be playing games. Many people wouldn't want to see him play in the Premier League games. I know there are people who would, but this game, I think, Koscielny is also, by the way, suspended, so he can't play. And Mustafi probably be rested to play in the game against Chelsea on the weekend. So Per Mertesacker starts at centre back for me, right centre back, and that is Callum Chambers. And the reason why I've chosen Callum Chambers in the right is because he is naturally right-footed, and he's also a right back. So therefore, he naturally plays on the right-hand side of the pitch, which means that's his strong suit. So he played last year for Middlesbrough, and he played in this position as well during the Emirates Cup, for one half. Look, this is a wild card here because I have a weird feeling that maybe it might be Mustafi or maybe even Christian Bielik for this role, but the transfer window is over, so there should be no question marks about Callum Chambers. He's definitely more of a senior centre-back at Arsenal than Rob Holding is. He is also more senior centre-back for England than Rob Holding is. So I think 3 centre-backs will work like this. Sorry for the yawning. Ugh. I know, sorry for the yawning, guys. Yeah, and I think it'll be great. Per, I think, is a sort of a leader of men, especially of the youngsters. He's be the youth academy player soon, and of course, you saw the way he marshaled Rob Holding during the FA Cup final. And I think he'll be really good to be around. Should give some guidance to the other 2 centre backs, and I think it'll be a good opportunity for them to start in Europe. Be good to see Callum Chambers back in an Arsenal shirt. In a competitive match, so we'll be looking forward to that. Now, it's a shame Bradley is not here because we're getting on to the player that he's been discussing every single episode and raving about it. And everybody in Arsenal, I'm raving about him, and that's Reiss Nelson. Got to see him play in the preseason tour. The first game that I saw him in Sydney, he was man of the match. He was brilliant. He played the right wing back role. Oh. And he just got up and down. He took the ball. He played the game he took the game by the scruff of the neck, as if he's been there forever. If you've seen the cross he played for Olivier Giroud in the Europa League, in the Emirates Cup, brilliant stuff. Of course, he scored a goal every game in the last month or so, and he won Premier League 2 Player of the Month. So he's on incredible form. He scored a brilliant free kick last week against Man United youth, and I think Europa League is going to be the making of this player. I think if you remember, there's a Tottenham Hotspur. They who shall not be named. Harry Kane was brought up was basically embedded in during the Europa League for Tottenham by playing every game. And he didn't play in the Premier League. If you recall, the likes of Adebayor and Soldado were playing in the Prem for Tottenham at the time. And it wasn't until later on that Harry Kane was forced into the lineup due to injuries and suddenly became the world-class striker he was. But He got opportunities playing in the Europa League, and I think a similar thing will happen with Reece Nelson, where I think he is the future of Arsenal. He's the next big wonder kid to go through. I mean, following the footsteps of like the likes of Jack Wilshere, Alex Iwobi. Oh, geez, I'm really going crazy with this. Hector Bellerin, um, Kieran Gibbs. I mean, Kieran Gibbs isn't here anymore, but I think the next sort of Arsenal youth player to really push through, and he looks like a really special player. And I think the fact that Oxlade-Chamberlain is gone as well is going to fast forward that progression. I think for Reece, I think he's going to get a lot more games than he might, and he might actually even get games in the league, possibly at some point in the season. But I think Reece's Arsenal career starts now, and really excited to see him. He's the player that I am the most excited to watch. Probably neck and neck with the player who I'm going to name in the lineup next. But Reece Nelson at my right wing back. So the player next to talk about, of course, is Jack Wilshere. Jack Wilshere is when was the last time Jack Wilshere played for Arsenal? I mean, absolutely ages ago. Sorry, just yeah. So the last time Jack Wilshere played for Arsenal was about 2 years ago. He of course was on loan last year at Bournemouth. He's got his massive injury problems, but this is his chance now to work his way into the side. Like for me, this is the player I'm really, really excited to see. He needs to be given a chance in midfield. I think Austin has made it very clear that Jackie Boy is going to be playing. So like, why not? I mean, I remember back when he played for Barcelona, as a 19-year-old, and he bossed like Xavi, Iniesta. This is his last chance. It's either going to be a rebirth for Jack, or it's going to be the end. He can't afford another major injury here. I think that's why Austin needs to bed him in very, very, very gently. So if you play him in the odd game like this, the Europa League is going to be the haven for the likes of Jack Wilshere. So it's like very excited to see. I think he's the type of player. And Russian is on now with us.
Sorry guys.
No, it's okay. I was in the middle of talking about the game and my predicted 1 to 11. Yeah. So we're welcoming Roshan into the show now. Roshan, how are you?
Good man. Sorry man. I started doing some chores and the phone was on silent. Anyway, back to it. Super excited for the game.
Yeah. So I was basically naming my 1 to 11. Well, actually, I'll just go backwards because I have done a lot of this show up till now.
Yeah, sure.
But so basically, so far I've named for what I'm thinking Austin's going to pick. Not really what I would want to see, but it's sort of similar in this, like, in the same way. So I've gone with David Ospina in goal so far. Ainsley Maitland-Niles at left wing back. Rob Holding at left center back. Per Mertesacker at center back. Callum Chambers at right center back. Reece Nelson at right wing back, and right now Jack Wilshere in center midfield. Is there anything that you would have done differently, or that sounds about right?
No, man, that was almost spot on. Wenger's already said that he wanted to get the younger ones in, so I think it's a great opportunity for them to come and shine. Can't wait to see Reece Nelson play. I think he's gonna absolutely boss it out. He's got a stunning free kick for the under-21s against Man United, so that was freaking awesome. Hopefully, he can replicate that same charisma on the field in Europe. But yeah, it'll be good to to get all the younger ones. I'm pretty sure you've already covered this already, but it'll be really good to get the young ones bonding and gelling for the future.
Yeah, well, I was just talking about Reece Nelson. He's the next. He's the next big thing. I think he's sort of Arsenal's equivalent of what Raheem Sterling was for Liverpool a few years ago before he emerged through their team, which basically like he's the star of the youth academy. He's scoring in every single game for us right now. He scored a beautiful free kick last week. We saw him in preseason live, and he was man of the match against Sydney FC. And he was also man of the match in one of the games in China and also the Emirates Cup. So he's the next like massive player to come through our youth academy. And I think it's his opportunity now, like Harry Kane got when he was with Tottenham, when he got his way through by playing Europa League games. So just gonna take this tissue for a sec. It's Reece Nelson's chance, I think, to stake a claim as an Arsenal player.
Absolutely, man. I mean, it's never good to put too much pressure on a kid very early on. But man, do you think he can be like the next Gareth Bale? Forget Sterling, man.
Gareth Bale.
Yeah.
You know, I put him on Sterling, and you're like, don't put pressure on him. Like, Gareth Bale.
Well, I think he's got the potential, man. He's a beast.
That's the Bona cross, if you recall, in the Emirates Cup, he set up for Giroud's goal. Literally, my mouth was just hanging for the next 10 minutes. I was like, did that just happen? The other player, of course, that's going to have a massive chance, and I was just talking about him now, is Jack Wilshere. Is this crunch time now for Jack? Does he has to put in a good performance tonight, doesn't he?
Absolutely. He not necessarily tonight alone. He's got to do it consistently throughout the season. But it's his first game back. I'm hoping he doesn't get a red card. I don't want him to be too rash and too excited. Jack being Jack, he's always got the fight in him. It's good to see. But I really, really hope that he shows what his true capability is on the field.
Yeah. I was just saying just now, it could be a rebirth for it could either be the end, like this is his last chance saloon, or it could be a rebirth for Jack Wilshere if he maybe takes it slowly, plays a few Europa League games, playing the Capital One Cup games, starts to get his time under his games under his feet, that he could possibly come back, but also needs to be very cautious with him. We don't want to lose him to another injury.
Yeah.
However, he is in the last year of his contract, so it's either going to be a rebirth for him where suddenly Jackson to kick on and he's be the captain of Arsenal like we've always wanted him to, or it's going to be it.
I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him just not try to do too much, but just minimize on mistakes. Just by doing that, I mean, he's obviously got to get his confidence back. But I'd like to see him just play it safe. Get the ball, pass it along. Nothing too fancy. Nothing. Yeah, just playing it safe and then building his way up back again. I think that'll be a good start to see. That'll be a good performance from Jack today.
Yeah, agreed. Next player in the lineup is going to be Mohamed El Neni. Would you agree with that?
Yes. Yeah, he did really well in preseason, as we all saw. He needs an opportunity to go run. To be honest, I haven't looked at the potential lineup and squads yet. All I wanted to see was Reece Nelson and Jack Wilshere back on. Yeah, Nani, give it a go, give him a run. No one else from the first squad. Who would you put from the first team squad in this team?
We're gonna get on to that. Look, the Chelsea game is a big one because it's on the weekend. So I don't think it's a mix, because I've literally been going on, like you'll see later, but early on the show I was literally going on a rant about how I just feel like I don't understand why people are underestimating this competition. I've always wanted to win a European trophy for ages.
Yeah.
And having to play a game where you have to run into Bayern Munich or Barcelona and get embarrassed in February and actually maybe break the cycle a bit is actually going to be good. So I don't want to be like, oh, we don't care about the Europa League, because I just think that'd just be a mistake. United won this competition last year. They weren't like, oh, we don't care, we won the Europa League. They were like champions of Europe.
Yeah.
So
It's a trophy, man.
it is. Sevilla won it 3 years in a row. It's something that needs to be important.
Yeah.
That being said, there are a few options here because I was looking at the team on the weekend against Bournemouth, and Alexis Sanchez was not in the starting 11, which makes me think this is the thing. So either we'll put Alex Iwobi in the team, that's the next position, or we'll put in Alexis Sanchez in the team because Theo Walcott, I'm going to just play the rest of my hand here. Theo Walcott and Olivier Giroud will definitely play in this game, I think.
Agree.
So the other position is either going to be Alex Iwobi or Alexis Sanchez. Now, we got a game against Chelsea, so either you want to rest him completely or you want to get some football under his legs or get him back into the swing of things before then. Or you give a chance to a guy like Iwobi who hasn't played all season.
I'd actually I like the idea of putting Alexis Sanchez on the field, despite I understand that Iwobi needs his chance as well. Sanchez hasn't really come back with a bang, although I have to say that game when he came and played, I loved his attitude. Not sure if you covered it in the post show or before this, but in Bournemouth, absolutely loved. Who was it? I think it was someone on the right flank. He was trying to make a cross. I think it was Bellerin, and he ran it out wide. Sanchez looked at him and he applauded, and I was like, man, that is the Sanchez that we want back. Absolutely loved how, even though he was there for a short while, didn't create too many chances. He tried, and his attitude was super positive. I really loved to see that. Loved how Ozil was as well. I mean, steering away from the main topic here, but I'm super excited, man. Super excited to see the team right now. So to answer your question, I'd like to see Alexis Sanchez play the first half, and then Iwobi comes up in the second half. But knowing Wenger, he's probably gonna keep him on. If any substitute happens, it'll be on the 60th minute.
Yep. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna backtrack a bit because I was talking about Cologne to myself because I myself, besides the Premier League, I watch a lot of Bundesliga, so I actually do know a bit about this side. They are bottom of the Bundesliga right now. However, I've been watching a lot of our counterparts doing their previews of this game, and none of them really know much about Cologne for some reason. So, do you know much about any of the key players in the Cologne's team?
I don't. I just know that I think they've lost their last game 1-0 away, and then they've not been on the best form for the start of the season. That's all I know. I don't know too much about their star players. I've not too much information there. All I had to look quickly was their recent form.
Yeah. So I was talking about before. They have a very, very good goalkeeper. His name is Timo Horn. He was the goalie for Germany's Olympic side last year. The one that they came silver behind Brazil.
Yeah.
They have Jonas Hector, who is the first choice left back for Germany.
Yeah. Remember him?
So he's a very good player. They have Marcel Risa. He's also played for Germany before, but only a few caps. But he's a very, very talented midfield player, creative midfield player, which, of course, in Germany, they have abundance of those, which is mainly one of the reasons I like watching Bundesliga, because I love that position. It's a position I play when I play football as well, which is like the Mesut Ozil sort of position.
Yeah.
And they have a good Colombian goalkeeper. I mean, not goalkeeper, sorry, striker. In John Cordoba, who's hasn't scored yet. He's their record signing, but he's looked good in patches in the first few games, so he's definitely one to look out for. But those are like the main boys from Cologne, and of course Lucas Podolski used to play for Cologne. So
yeah, that's the only information I know about Cologne.
Yeah. But it's not a team to be messed with, and I think this is the team that's going to push us. I mean, look, I think we should win this group easy, but if any of the teams are going to push us, it's going to be this one. They may be bottom in the Bundesliga now, but they won't be bottom at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's wrong to write them off completely. I think they will test our defense, especially since we're going to have a young defense. Um, and I think it'll be a good challenge to get the boys out and get some game time under the belt. So I think it's good. Definitely not writing them off straight away. I think it might be a tough one actually.
Yeah. Also, I think at this point in our recovery for our confidence in Arsenal, um, it's tough to underestimate anybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I think. Look, we got Chelsea around the corner, so that's gonna be the one that we're gonna be really worried about. But we gotta win these. We gotta win this one. We gotta get our European campaign off to a good start.
Yeah.
And actually, I was wondering, have you really been paying attention much to the Champions League with us not in it?
I looked at the results, man. I saw some of the goals that was there. There's some crazy goals, man. Chelsea scored 6. What the hell's going on?
I know. I mean, Carabao is no Arsenal, so they're not going to score 6 against us. I mean,
Yeah.
saying that now, they probably will. Let's be honest. Arsenal, we've been to Stamford Bridge and conceded 6. So
Yeah.
not funny, Anton. Okay, this is
No.
supposed to be a positive show. But yeah, that's basically mostly. What was I going to say? Yeah, Roshan, what would be your score prediction for the game?
I'd say 2-1.
2-1?
We win 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with giving Cologne a goal is that they've been so bad in front of goal.
It's not so much.
I mean, it's not a problem. It's great for Arsenal.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to be able to give them a goal.
For me, it's not so much my lack of trust in their attack. It's more my lack of trust in our defense. Especially that young crop of defenders. Which is why I'm giving it 1. But I think we have enough of attacking firepower to come back and win the game.
Yeah. I think we're gonna win this 3-0.
Yeah?
Just like Bournemouth. Yeah. I think we'll get 2 goals in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
I think Giroud will open the goal scoring, and he'll have his 100th goal for Arsenal, and there'll be a massive celebration.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll kick on. I think Theo Walcott will score. I was to say No, I'm changing it. No. This is Reece Nelson, mate.
Yeah, that would be.
No. He's gonna score a goal in this one. He has to.
If there was a set piece free kick, who do you think would take it? If it wasn't Alexis, that's what I was gonna say. Obviously, it's gonna be Alexis if he was there. But if he's not on the pitch, who would take it?
You gotta give it to Reece. I mean, you have to. I reckon you get to give him an opportunity to sort of be the man. How are you going to build yourself a superstar player where you can't give him an opportunity to sort of be the man? And he's
who'd be captain? Because I read that Ramsey was going to be arrested.
Well, captain would be Per.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
He's the club captain. So
yeah. I forgot that he was going to be playing. Yeah,
I reckon 3-0. Yeah, I think Giroud first, and then Reece Nelson, and then I think Alex Iwobi will come on to score the third.
I agree with Iwobi scoring the last goal.
Probably a bullet as well, like when he came on in the preseason, he was doing that.
Yeah. Who do I think would score? I'd love to see Jack score.
Yeah, I would love to.
I think I'd love to see Jack score more than Reece Nelson.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. I think Reece Nelson would just be the hype. Just be like, oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna be like Messi.
I totally agree. But just the fact that Jack was at one point. At one point, we were talking about how Jack would be destined to be Arsenal captain. He's going to be the next Tony Adams, Mr. Arsenal, things like that. So I think he's Arsenal through and through. So I'd like him to score.
Yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
I mean, I also want to see Giroud score because I just think it'd be really good to see him score his 100th.
Yeah, sure.
It shows Theo up as well because it took Theo 10 years to do it and Giroud half the time.
Yeah.
I mean, and on it. I mean, if you think about it, though, our fans have given Giroud so much stick.
He
But
performs, man.
he's about to score his 100th goal for the club.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Alexis Sanchez hasn't got his 100th goal for the club. Not that I know of. I don't think he's anywhere near.
Yeah.
So,
That's true. That's true. Giroud, one thing I've always what. Okay, this is what I always have the argument. I always had my reservations for Giroud simply because he definitely has the statistics, but he's so annoying to watch at times. He just makes annoying misses and annoying mistakes. But one of the things that I've always said is he has one of the best hold-up plays for a center forward, for a striker. His hold-up play is fantastic, and that's what really strengthens our attack.
yeah.
That is I think one of Giroud's biggest assets, and I think that's one of the reasons why he's still in the French team.
I think it's the reason why he's in the French team.
Exactly, yeah.
Like he literally is like a wall that Griezmann doesn't bounce off of, you know.
Yeah.
And I've always just wondered why Arsenal don't utilize that part of his game as much. Like even before we had bought Lacazette, we should have paired two up front with Giroud sort of bouncing balls off of Alexis Sanchez.
But who would be the person to go and actually finish? We didn't have a true finisher. You couldn't put Alexis Sanchez because he's not. He's. I mean, you want to have someone who is more of a full-on striker rather than Sanchez because he was creating heaps.
Well, of course we got Lacazette now, so.
Yeah, now, yeah.
So. He doesn't get anywhere near this game. He should be wrapped up in cotton wool, I think.
Yeah.
Unless he, of course, we have emergency players on the bench. Unless Cologne score, which I don't see. I think they're lacking confidence at the moment. Look, there's always a chance that Cordoba, who's been literally knocking at the door in their last 3 games of scoring, might just do it. And of course, be so Arsenal to allow a striker who can't find the back of the net for his life to suddenly score like a
scoring hit.
But nah, I doubt. I don't see Cologne scoring in this one. So,
but yeah, I think that's good. 2-1 for me, 3-0 from you.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to say though, not this game related, but
but we haven't seen me from
Oxlade-Chamberlain losing 4-0 and then losing 5-0. Such a shithead. Dude, he wanted that position so bad and then he got it, and man, I love the meme straight after. It was just flourishing.
And then this morning he came on as well and they drew 2-2. And they should have won as well.
Did you see the meme that it was like it came off straight away? You know his claimed speech of where he was talking about how when he got to Liverpool he said, "Oh, we're in a good form. We just won 4-0." After they lost 5-0. There's a picture of him in a Man City shirt and saying that, "Oh, we're in a good form. We just won 5-0."
Yeah, but we had Liam on from Gooner News TV on the Bournemouth review the other day, and he made that joke. Fucking.
Yeah, let's crack up. Yeah, let's crack up.
Oh man, good. The Ox is just such. I mean, it makes you think. It's actually not that bad of a loss.
Yeah.
Watching him play for a different team, and I'm just like, I watched him sort of in all the moments he's played for Liverpool in the 2 sort of games he's played. He seems to be like going through the motions. Like just like walking up and down the side of the pitch or running or like looking good in his Liverpool shirt, but not actually
doing anything.
Football.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like, we're talking to right now about a guy named Reece Nelson who we're really excited about, and we're like, oh, he's gonna score a screamer tomorrow. Like he gets everybody excited, right? The future is in the team, so why not give opportunity for a guy like that? And I mean, as Thierry said the other day, like, what is Ox really good at? What's his major strength? We don't know.
You don't know.
Maybe he might develop into a good player under Klopp. But
We'll see.
Yeah. But man, I am very excited for tomorrow. I mean, a lot of people aren't, but it's just a season that looks different. Is just that's what's exciting for me. And as I've said before, earlier in the show, like, look, I hate to be really negative, but this might be our best route to the Champions League.
Yeah.
Because the way we've started out this year, Tottenham now beat Dortmund. Actually, really got me thinking. I watched Tottenham beat Dortmund 3-1 at Wembley. I'm like, maybe they're getting over their Wembley thing. Like maybe, like, I don't know. It makes me very nervous. And having seen the way we played against Liverpool, I don't know. I think it might be a very easy way for us to get through because we're the best team in this competition. So we can play our young players through the group stages because we should be able to do it. And then when we start playing tougher teams in the knockout phase, then you can play your first team. Lacazette, by the way, was the leading goal scorer last year in the Europa League. So we've got a guy who's very good at in this competition. So, well, of course, when it counts. Anyway, speaking of this game, it begins in about 7 hours. So, gonna be ending the show off now. Roshan, it's been good to have you while we've had you.
Yes. Apologies for coming so late. Thanks.
It's fun.
Thanks for soldiering on.
Yeah,
you're obviously not super well either.
my first ever time going solo, but plenty of YouTubers go solo by themselves. So I'm privileged to have a good team around me. Whereas this is episode 11. It's the first time I have to do it. So yeah. So, by the way, for viewers in Australia, the game is going to be on beIN Sport. If you have Foxtel, you can do it as well. If you're looking for a way to get it, you can also subscribe to beIN Sport's website and get it on the app. So I have it just on my phone, and I can use it. Like basically, you can watch wherever I want. beIN Sport, if you're out there, you can pay me for that ad later. Just kidding. I actually should do that. She'd be like, "This episode is brought to you by Snickers."
That'd be pretty crack. I'll just pick one random brand every episode.
Yeah, that'd actually be a really good idea. Wait, I'll just be back. This episode is brought to you by Ignite E, the vitamin E oil.
I was gonna do.
I'm gonna see it, dude.
V8. Oh, you drink vegetable juice? I love vegetable juice. It's good for good source of fiber.
Well, I literally just tried this earlier in the week, and it's pretty good. It's not as bad as.
It tastes like tomato soup, yeah.
No, I got the breakfast fusion one, and it tastes like tropical juice.
Oh, Bradley's on. We were ending off the show.
Coming in on injury time.
You know what? I'm very happy about this. I'm really happy about this because tomorrow is going to be Reece Nelson's first Arsenal debut. Arsenal.
If he does not start, this kid's not going to be happy.
So I got the Reece Nelson expert just in the nick of time to talk to you guys about Reece Nelson.
Hey, I just purchased Reece Nelson's kit this yesterday actually. I'm pretty excited. But no, Reece Nelson, 17 years old. He scored 6 in the last 4 for Arsenal's under 23s. He had a good preseason. I'm excited.
Yeah. You're also excited to see your boy Jack. You also have on a bunch of t-shirts as well.
Hey, Jackie Wilshere. I cannot wait. If he don't, I swear, Arsene Wenger's going to break my heart at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Mate, he's still thinking about like how I'm gonna ruin everybody's lives today question, right?
Mate. Wait, is that at home or away?
It's home. It's at Emirates.
Oh, shit.
What?
Home games are the worst. Especially in like places like that. Like,
Nah.
it'd
Look,
be sick.
I'm so happy by the way that we're playing a German team not named Bayern Munich. So
Mate, Bayern are going to get kicked out of the group stages and we'll play them in the Europa League semis.
you've been watching too many DT videos.
Yeah. Too scared. You know, it's DT. That lad's got a massive forehead, eh? I
But
seen it. I seen a photo.
have you met him before when you were in London during also?
No, he wasn't really big when I was there, but no, like I just seen a photo the other day. It's like no wonder he wears a hat, and like his forehead's like this fucking big.
Oh wait, Brad, you left the show the other day before we talked about this. Have you seen Robbie's his videos with the one sniff, two sniff?
Yeah,
Mate,
yeah.
that shit is mad.
Yeah.
Crucial Robbie. I've been fucking doing all like the digging on the I found his entire album, man. Like
Oh, he's got an entire album.
look up Crucial Robbie on YouTube.
Crucial Robbie, what a mad dog.
Got the full Jamaican accent and everything.
That's funny as. Actually, I was just looking like I found the photos like it's weird. Everything's on like I got like two phones, so like all my
Yeah.
Arsenal stuff, like my photos from when they're here, is on the phone I'm on. I'll swap it around and I'll show you. Just give me a sec.
Come back. Yeah.
I was
Right.
back.
Yeah, there we go. Swap it around. Just because like talking about Jamaican Robbie. Here we go.
That was just this summer, yeah?
Yeah. Mate, this lad needs to go sign some players in January.
Ivan Gazidis. Man, you literally had like the best like experience during the Australia tour.
This fucking trading dog.
Oh fuck me.
Mr.
Mate, what about this one?
90.
Bro, this one. I gave Ox Vegemite. Can I have my $4 back for it? What's that? I like that photo. On Arsenal fan TV. That was pretty sick. Got from ANZ Stadium.
Mate, I was probably behind you somewhere in that photo. Like literally, like I put like 2 or 3 people behind you.
No, that's not you, is it?
Oh my god! Fuck off! That is me.
Is it?
You sure?
Maybe. Wait. Maybe. No, maybe it's not. Wait. Speak.
Kind of looks like
So I
you.
see you on the main screen.
Hold on. I'll send it to the group chat and quick have a gaze.
Because I was literally standing by, like, if I recall, like I was literally like, standing behind you, like somewhere around behind you.
I don't got that many photos. There you go.
Where have you sent it?
Yeah, I took my mates to the game, so that was pretty good. There's another photo of Robbie.
No, that's not me.
Nah,
No, I literally just.
there's another favourite, Colin Bramall.
Mate, he shouldn't be playing tomorrow.
Yeah, I know.
Brad, what's your 1 to 11 for tomorrow?
1 to 11 for tomorrow. I've seen some lad put up he wanted Nene in centre back. I hate Murdersack.
What? Who put up Elneny at centre back? Mate, look, he's probably gonna be right. I mean, like, I wouldn't put it past Wenger, but I got Elneny at centre midfield.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. Just can't see you.
No? There we go. Can you see me now?
I see you and either your girlfriend or your sister.
It's my cousin. We went to America at the start of the year together.
I was wrong on both counts.
Yeah, only child, but
yeah.
I need to change it actually because I don't want people trying to hit on my cousin.
Yes. Who do you? So who
I gotta
do you
look. I
have
gotta
as
look at the old the formation because I'll just put players anywhere and I'll be like, what the fuck am I doing? Did anyone see the Kate squad photo for this season?
I did.
I did.
She looks good, doesn't she? Mate, do you know they sold out of that third kit on Arsenal Direct?
Yeah, I know. I've been waiting for it forever. Look, we can have our discussions about Arsenal, but that third kit has been sold out for over a month now. I'm actually just really annoyed.
You want it with all the just get it from Kit Bag.
No, I like to get the numbers on it, but I want to get like the cup numbers.
What do you
Especially,
do you want Özil or what?
I already have Ozil on the blue kit.
Who you getting on it? You can't get Reece Nielsen.
Why can't I get Reece Nielsen? Because you have it.
No, because you can't get the pink writing.
Oh, with Reece Nielsen. No. See, that's why I was thinking originally Alexis, but I can't trust him now. He'll probably be off in January. I think maybe Giroud. I never gotten a Giroud one.
Have you got Lacazette?
I do on my home kit.
I got Lacazette on my home kit.
On the shirt I'm wearing right now.
Just get Jackie Wilshere, mate. You won't regret it.
Nah, he's also gonna be off on a free.
Mate, he ain't going on a free.
I think either Giroud or.
All right, here we go. I'm probably gonna go a Spainer in goal. Holding. I'm trying to think who. Chambers isn't fit.
Yeah, Chambers.
He isn't fit.
He is.
No, he's not.
He's not?
Nah.
Who said that? Wenger said, the only person that's out is Coquelin, he said in his press conference.
I seen on one of the football things that he's out.
I don't think he's out.
I don't know. It was on.
I have him in my 11.
One Football?
Oh, One Football app. Of course I do that. Of course I got that. By the way, another sponsor that we can eventually have. Robbie, he sponsors all Robbie's transfer dailies. And of course Cheeky Sport as well. They do that. Callum Chambers won't be involved against Cologne. Wow. He won't. I have to change my 1 to 11. Who else would start? Mustafi. Oh,
probably go.
Can't. You got Chelsea or Christian Bielik.
He's injured too.
Is he? Probably will be a Mustafi, won't it?
No. I'd probably go Mertesacker, Monreal, and.
Is that why people were saying Elneny at centre back?
Yeah, Holding. But then again, I'd probably give one of the young guys a go. Who cares? It's fucking Europa League. I'd go Elneny and Wilshere and
Bradley.
Bro, I don't care. I actually could not care less.
I was literally running this whole agenda about how we should care about the Europa League and it's a great chance to win a trophy, a European trophy.
I don't care. I literally hope we get kicked out in the knockout round. in the knockout group stage.
Still
replay this video when it's done, Bradley, and listen to my entire spiel about people who say that, oh, we should get knocked out in the group stages. And when we do get knocked out in the group stages, it'd be like, oh, Wenger out. We're so fucking shit. We can't even get out of the group stages of the Europa League.
I'm going to say Wenger out, and I'm going to say Wenger out right now because I've been Wenger out for just holding that deep emotions since 3 years ago. Wenger out, and yeah, I hope we get knocked out of the group stage just because it's fucking pathetic that we're playing in that league. Tottenham beat Dortmund 3-1. I mean, it's their first win at Wembley, but
Still away to the Champions League, man. Still away.
Yeah. I don't care about the Champions League this year. I really don't. I don't care who wins it. It's a Tim Pot competition. The real competition is in the Europa League, obviously, because the real club is in the Europa League. Mate, this is just full on gas, but
My mate loves giving me shit at the moment.
mate, you know what? They won't be laughing when we hold a European trophy in May, okay? I'll hold me to it. I'm very very bullish about this. We're gonna win the Europa League. Like honestly, who's gonna beat us? AC Milan, maybe.
AC Milan, you reckon?
Nah, look, Milan hasn't been in the Champions League for like 5 years, so they're not better than us. They've got a lot of good players, but
What time's the game? 5 o'clock,
5:05.
right? 5:05. Shit.
Yeah. Brad, what's your score prediction for tomorrow?
4-2.
4-2.
4-2 Arsenal.
See,
I can get 2 goals down.
wait, who scores the 2 goals for Cologne?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Wait, so you predict they're going to score 2 goals, but you don't even know who was going to score them. So why would you even give them a goal?
Mate, if we were playing Southend United in League One, I'd still predict 4-2.
I was trying to be a smart ass, but
Actually, I've got a mate who plays for Southend. He's in the academy.
I've got a mate who plays for Arsenal. His name is Reece Nelson.
Wait, I reckon if Reece Nelson lived near me, I reckon we'd be mates.
You'd be in like the same school.
Pardon?
You'd be like in the same school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon even if I moved over, if I lived in England and we went near the jar, I reckon we'd be.
Well, he apparently doesn't go to school anymore. I was actually reading a whole thing about him going to the academy and
You're probably homeschooled.
yeah.
I swear he'd have. No, because remember that whole thing with Rashford, how he got the piss taken out of us for Rashford because he was literally he scored
Exams.
2 goals against Arsenal and then
He had to go sit his
take
exam.
his chemistry exam.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Oh, man. Anyway, boys,
All right.
we do have a game in the morning, so it's time to get some rest. Final thoughts from each of you guys. Bradley, you haven't been here long, so
Hopefully win. Probably won't, but hopefully.
I'm gonna repeat myself just so I can make myself feel nice. Jonas Hector, okay. He's the starting fullback for Germany. He plays for Cologne, Bradley.
I actually do know who Jonas Hector is. Actually,
Yeah. Timo Horn, he was the goalkeeper for Germany during the Olympics. He's a really good goalkeeper.
I know who Horn is as well.
Yeah. Do you know Marcel Risa?
Yeah, I do know who that is as well.
So they all play for our opponents. So the German team that's not to be underestimated. Roshan, last words from you?
Nothing much, man. Just let's go watch the game, have good sleep, wake up. I think it's gonna be 2-1.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We've gone over this. Anyway, for those of you who have not quite yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Honestly, this is the best coverage, the best football analysis in all of Australia. Forget about Mark Bosnich. Forget about Foster.
Don't even start me on how much I hate the fucking Fox Sports panel.
Or Robbie Slater. Man,
Robbie Slater.
This is where you get your
Bosnich.
football analysis. Am I not right, boys?
The best fluff in the game.
So for top class football analysis, I would hit the like button as well. And also leave a comment. Of course, this is the only Arsenal YouTube channel in which we're actually giving you a good insight into our opponents. Most of the other guys are like, I don't even know who the fuck plays for FC Cologne. So I've just named you off the top of my tongue just then 3. Of course, earlier I named about 5 or 6. Key players. They're players otherwise I know, but they're not actually notable. Anyway, boys, the Champions League, Europa League is starting tomorrow.
On that note, I think
if you want to leave a comment about trying to take the piss out of us for not being in the Champions League, go ahead. But I will be rewriting to you after we win the Europa League in May.
The first comment will be from Bradley.
And I'll read them out. I'll read them out on the show, on the post match analysis of the Europa League final. So here's your chance. Anyway, up the Gunners, us guys.
Right.